Hey YouTubers, what is going on? It is I, DHeller777, better known as the Little Dragon, coming at you on this beautiful August afternoon. And don't ask me what day it is. I think it's August 24th, I believe. Oh, yeah, that's it. I hope you're all doing well. It's been a while for sure. I'm on the 1982 XJ650 Maxim. Thought I would take her out for a little spin. Just had some carburetor work done on it, and she needed to be out and about. So, how have you all been? I hope you're all doing well, like I said before. Beautiful day. Just waiting for fall to arrive, and it's getting to look more like it every day here in KC. Well, what's been happening with me? Well, here in KC, we've been dealing with buku amounts of rain. I think in the last 3.5 weeks at my house in my electronic rain gauge, I've had about 16 inches of rain. And the KC area as a whole has been hit hard twice in the last 3 or 4 weeks. Parts of the city, some parts of the city had over 10 inches of rain. This last one a few days ago, I had in 10 hours, I had 8.51 inches of rain. So she definitely has caused some problems in the area. Flooding concerns. I got a basement that you could probably catch catfish in now. My basement, I live in a real old house, in the basement you get an inch of water outside, in the basement gets water in it, and I don't have any sump pumps or anything. And I got one drain in the floor, but the floor, it's a real old house building, like 1930. The floor's all uneven in the little basement, so the water doesn't run to the drain. So what I've been doing is I've got a small 1.5 gallon shop vac that I've been sucking up as much water as I can, but it comes in as fast as I suck it up. But try to keep it to a manageable, to where, you know, I've only got like a 1/2 inch of water I have to walk in for a week or two till it dries out, which, you know, is not good for the health, but it is what it is. So we've been dealing with that in our area, and let's see what else. Oh yeah, besides weather, oh, I know Corpus Christi's getting ready to get hit with a hurricane down there. I feel for those people. You know, they're talking about 16 inches, 18 inches of rain, you know, in a day's time. It's unbelievable. So I'm hoping that everybody manages to get through there safe and there's no loss of life or anything. What else has been going on? Last week we had the big eclipse happening, and like everybody else, we got caught up in it. The path of Totality cut right through the northwest corner of Missouri, through St. Joseph, Missouri, swept across Kansas City and across the state, So that morning, it rained and was overcast till about, I don't know, about 11 o'clock, 10:30, quarter to 11. Then it started to break up, and we viewed the eclipse. We went out to a lake called Lake Tacoma out in Blue Springs, out on the dam, which is just east of Kansas City. And we didn't have a cloud out there for the whole viewing. I mean, I would say that right after, I would take that back, I would say about 20 to 30 minutes after Totality, it started clouding up again. But we did get to watch it, had our glasses, and we did get to see Totality in the clear, you know, and it was amazing. You know, the temperature, before it got to Totality, right before it got to Totality, the wind seemed to pick up a little bit, and the temperature, I think it dropped 5 or 6 degrees at least, just in a few minutes time. Felt almost instantly. Then it got dark. I mean, even though it was Totality wasn't pitch black where you couldn't see the person standing next to you, but it got pretty dark. But what I think what amazed me the most, even when I watched it go to Totality and start to come back, was as soon as the sun started peeking out behind the moon, I mean, as soon as you started seeing that sliver of light from the sun looking at it, it was amazing how light it got, how quick it got. So I could see those people that only had 92, 95%. At 92, 95%, it was like an overcast day. I mean, it's amazing how bright the sun is. But we really enjoyed that. My wife and the kids, my daughter, her husband. My son wasn't with us, he was working, but he got to go outside and look at it. So we're really happy about that. Really enjoyed ourselves. That's been about it really for the last month or two. I've been as usual just dealing with my health. Everybody knows that has followed me for any length of time that my health has not been good the last 10 or 12 years, you know, with, I don't like to say that word, but it was in my colon, and you know I've had 2 surgeries for that. Have very little colon left to deal with, so dealing with the results of all of that all the time. And then the major back surgery I had about 2 years ago now. Gonna deal with that the rest of my life. I think that's the worst part of it is, well, what's this clown doing? It's just gonna, I've just come to the inevitable fact that it's just gonna ache in the mornings when I get up, and it's gonna keep me from really being able to enjoy the things I used to do. Like, I can't run anymore, I can't jog anymore. Just going to deal with that. You just deal with it every day. But I am no longer on any pain medication. You know, I took myself off that pretty quickly after the surgery, and I'm really, really glad I did. I don't like being on I have a I have a really high tolerance for pain. So even with 2 disc fuse and 2 stainless steel rods and a metal cage around my back, 8.5-inch stainless steel screws into it, I managed to get off the pain meds right away, you know, within a short period of coming home, and stayed off of them. And I just learned to deal with it. But other than that, my life is really good. God has blessed me so much. I'm getting to see my son. I haven't seen him. He is pretty much gone for the last 4 to 6 years, and now he's back in Kansas City, and I get to see him now, and I am really thrilled with that. So God's blessed me, you know. I feel really lucky. Not lucky, I feel really blessed to be where I am at in life. Retired permanently now, I think, although there's times when I would like to do some work outside the house just to get out a little bit. Now I belong to the organization, the Benevolent Protective Organization of the Elks, Order of the Elks, and I'm really happy being a part of that organization. The organization does a lot of nonprofit charity work for the veterans and the homeless and children, and I've been a part of that for the last 6 years, and it's really been a blessing to me also that I've got to do that. I've been our lodge chaplain. I was lodge chaplain the last 2 years, so that took up a good amount of time. But this year, I'm not an officer of the lodge this year. I'm just a member, so it's given me a little more time to spend at home and do some other things. So gardening has been my big joy this year. This, well, slow down, boy. Didn't have much backyard to garden in this year because I've got a couple sheds out in the backyard now to store stuff in, and so I decided I was still going to have a garden, so I started planting everything in 5-gallon buckets, and I would mix up my own fertilizer and compost and everything, and I ended up starting my garden indoors. Started it like in March indoors underneath grow lights, all my peppers and stuff like that, and I ended up starting bell peppers inside, my okra inside, my hot peppers. I grow super hot peppers, like the world's hottest Carolina Reaper, world's hottest pepper, and some cucumbers. Cucumbers didn't do good this year. Cucumber beetles took care of that. Ooh, boy. Right in that line. I was in the shade there, and the roads tore up there, and I was trying to stay out of that crap where the road's all busted up, but ended up getting inside it more than I wanted to. Anyway, so I started my garden in around the 1st of March inside, and by the time the last frost came, it was ready to go. I mean, I put it out a little bit early, so my garden now, towards the end of August, is starting to finish off now. I've still got a lot of peppers. In fact, I just harvested banana peppers. I went on a banana pepper binge and probably put in 20 banana pepper plants and 5 ooh, cold. Oh, this feels so good. Temperature must have dropped 5-10 degrees in this shade down here. Wow. And harvested some more yesterday and canned up another 12 jars of banana peppers. I must say that I'm getting pretty good at that. So that's what has taken most of my summertime, is working on the garden and riding motorcycles. Not as much as I wanted to, but I did ride some. Flying my drone some. That's another hobby I have, is got into the bigger drones, and I fly those now. So I've done some of that, not as much as I wanted to, but boy, this road is so nice. A bunch of holes in it though. And this model shade, it's, you hit one of them chuck holes, boy, you're in a world of doo-doo. It's almost worth going down again. I really enjoyed that. But anyway, to make a long story short, put in about 105 5-gallon buckets, and really spent a lot of time just taking care of the garden. It overgrew. I was only going to end up having about 18 to 20 plants, and I overplanted inside underneath the lights, and because with peppers you got to plant a lot more. Starting pepper seeds, especially the super hots, they're very difficult to grow and get started. And out of every 10 seeds that I put in, I might have 3 or 4 that actually germinated and I got plants out of. So I overplanted in order to make sure I had enough plants. And then as time would have it, some of those seeds germinated later on, so I ended up getting a lot more pepper plants than I had really wanted to. But I'm real happy with it. We probably, my wife and I have probably canned, I don't know, 150 quart jars this year of banana peppers, dill pickles, sweet bread and butter pickles, relish, dill relish, pickle relish, salsa. We make our own salsa and our own red hot salsa out of the hot, super hot peppers, spaghetti sauce, and about the only thing that we did not can that we were growing this year was okra, and I'm kind of upset about that because I love pickled okra. I can eat a whole jar of that in one sitting with no problem. But as fast as I pick them, my wife would get a hold of them and cut them up and bread them and fry them and season them with this, oh, what is that? It's called Tony Chachere's, I think, Creole mix. And you want to talk about good eating? Oh my goodness. So, didn't get to pickle any okra, but I pickled everything else I could get my grubby hands on. Said, pickled banana peppers, I've got 50 or 60 quart jars of banana peppers. The remainder that I pickled from last year that I still haven't eaten, and what I pickled this year. So, way too much. But other than that, I haven't been doing a whole lot. Like I said, I've been flying my drones a little bit. It is the end of August, so you all know what that means for me. Hunting season is getting ready to start. I hunt for whitetail deer, and I turkey hunt. And sometimes I'll go out and squirrel hunt, rabbit hunt. Mostly whitetail deer and turkey though. And with a bow or a crossbow. I had an arm injury and I can't pull my regular target bows back that I used to win a lot of tournaments with. So in Missouri anybody can hunt with a crossbow now. So, but I like whitetail hunting a lot. I like deer hunting. I like being able to beat a deer's nose in this sense. Is very, very hard to do, especially with a bow. So, not so much a firearm hunter anymore, even though I do a little bit. I tend to hunt with a pistol or a muzzle loader. I reload all my own shells, so I like hunting whitetail deer with a 44 Magnum with a scope on it and a muzzle loader, black powder, and a bow. And bow season is getting ready to start September 15th here in Missouri. So I've been out in the woods the last couple of weeks getting covered with ticks, chiggers, and oak mites and everything else that can bite you. But the only thing I haven't been bitten by this year is a copperhead. Knock on wood, I'm glad for that, because they're thick down here in Missouri. That, and up north of Missouri, we got a lot of rattlesnakes. But getting ready for that, so I've been doing a lot of work around tree stands and clearing out shooting lanes and the brush, and just having a good old time. So anyway, I haven't made a video for a long time, and I wanted to get back with you. I'm still following all of you, you know. Tom, I follow you all the time. NT8. Kind of missing your riding videos, but I like your on the porch videos. And I think I'm going to have next month. I think we're going to have a small meetup here in Kansas City. I think Suburban Riders coming in, and I would imagine Pseudo DJ will be there, and 1954 Shadow. Where's that Shadow 1954? Bob, you know who you are. We usually meet out at his place whenever Chuck comes into town, Suburban Rider. So I think that's going to happen first or second week in September. And last time, I think LJ, Lori, she was there. She's been there a couple times, so I look forward to meeting up with all of them again. That's about all I've got planned. I'm going to try to get in a couple longer rides with the wife before the end of the year. She has been caring for her mom, who's up in age now. Well, my wife and I are up in age, but you know, her mom is elderly, I'll put it that way. I guess I could say I'm elderly too, but I don't know. 65 make you elderly? Who knows? But anyway, so she hasn't had the time to be my co-pilot very much this year. So, hoping on doing that very soon. Oop, gotta watch what I'm doing here. Got a cemetery up here, and I don't want to be in it yet. In fact, that's the cemetery Walter Cronkite's buried in. Huh. Oh, some rain water down here. I better slow down. Let these yahoos go in front of me. Splash up water on everybody. Anyway, that's about it for this ride. Get to come to a pause here. I'm going to try to shut her down for a while. You guys take care of yourself. Be safe. Know that the Lord loves you, and God willing, we'll talk to you again soon. I hope. Still recording, huh? Haven't figured out how to turn that sucker off yet.